Hello, apa kabar? My name is Ferry. Welcome to the first MyIndo Show. First of all, I'd like to say terima kasih. Thank you to everyone who has been visiting MyIndo.com over the last few years, following my stories and reviews about everything Indonesian. I myself am a Malaysian, so it's a little bit strange that I have this fascination, but rest assured that there are quite a few number of people like me. The only difference is that I actually take time to talk about the things that I like. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of writing up a review or writing out a story for you to read, I'm going to hopefully start a video series to cover the things that I would like to share with you. Today in particular, I would like to talk about a book that I promised to review for the author. And the book that I'm talking about today is called The Naked Traveler. It is by an Indonesian woman named Trinity. And to tell the truth, there's not a lot of things that I know about her. She was very secretive when I started to interview her on chat. But I do want to talk about this book because it's a really great book to have. It's written fully in Bahasa Indonesia, so if you're not, proficient in Bahasa Indonesia, you may want to forget about it. But it's a good start if you want to start learning. The book itself is very small. It's got a really nice simple cover. At the back of the book are some reviews by some prominent people, including Daniel Ziff, a friend of mine who wrote the book Jakarta Inside Out. So it's pretty neat to see this book being reviewed by so many prominent people. What I think is really special about this book is that it started out as a blog and it got picked up by a publisher. And before you know it, Trinity is now in her 6th edition of publication. The mood of the stories are very funny. I think Trinity is a very talented writer. The way that she writes has a little bit of flair and sophistication about it. It's a little bit silly at times, but it's got those intelligent hooks that keep you reading, and before you know it, 3 pages have gone and she's done with her story. The book actually came with a bookmark, but I've lost the bookmark. I don't know where it is. Actually, this is not even my book. I borrowed it from a friend. I probably need to return it to her soon. Okay. This book I think retails for 39,000 rupiah, which is about, I don't know, less than 20 ringgit and probably like 3 or 4 American dollars. You can only get it in Indonesia, of course. If you are visiting and you are curious about this book, I highly recommend picking up a copy. This book is a revised edition from the original first edition. What I mean by that is when the first edition came out, it had a few stories in there that were a bit controversial in the publisher's eyes, but those stories that were cut from the book are available on the blog that you can check out, so no big deal. Alternatively, if you can't get your hands on this book, there's always the blog, and I'll be sharing that link with you down here. I guess you can find it somewhere. One of the first things that I liked about the book is the way that the stories are organized. And as you can see by the table of contents, each story is put under a particular category to enable readers to pick what kind of story they'd like to read. So as you can see here, the first group of stories deals with some misadventures that Trinity had while traveling. And these are all about her stops at the airports, her experiences there. The rest of the content is organized in the same way. It's got a little bit of an illustration highlighting the mood of each of the category. Although I said that the book is in full Bahasa Indonesia, sometimes the titles given to the stories are in English. As you can see, each story is also accompanied by a cute illustration, which is very nice. It kind of reminds me of the American Harry Potter books, in which each chapter is, it has a little drawing to set the mood for the story. My favorite story from Trinity's book is called Kumbang, Pantat, dan Kentut. Now, I guess if you were to translate it, Kumbang is actually, it means insect, Pantat and Kentut. Well, depending where you're coming from, if you're from Malaysia, the word is a little bit, I don't want to translate it on screen right now, but basically what the story is about is of her car. Yes, really, it's an interesting story about her love and hate relationship with her Kijang vehicle right here. Apparently, it's a very old car and it keeps breaking down at the most unexpected places, such as when she's taking out her friends to go clubbing at first class clubs, and it gets really embarrassing when it breaks down. Towards the end, she tells a story about how she was driving on the road one day, and right in front of her, she sees a tire rolling away from her, and she's laughing, thinking that it's somebody else's. And the next thing she knows, her car tilts, crash. It was her tire. So what she ended up doing was she got out of the car, she started running to chase the tire. It unfortunately went into, yes, a river. That's a pretty sad vehicle tale. She ended up hiring someone, a little boy, who happened to be fishing nearby to fish out the tire, which unfortunately came back to her flat. So, it's those little kind of details that she goes for, which I think makes her book really humorous and really special. One of the stories that I like from Trinity also is called Satu Malam Bersama TKI. TKI stands for Tenaga Kerja Indonesia, and in this case, she's referring to the group of blue collar Indonesian workers who travel on airplanes, and these are just some of the casual observations about how they behave when on the airplane, and it's really hilarious. Um, yeah, I won't even get into that because it's a little bit class biased. Okay, if you're in Indonesia, pick up a copy. I like to say hi to Trinity, who might be watching this. I hope she's watching this. And also, I have an interview that I would like to share with you with the author, and it's also down there. You guys can start reading when you're done with this video. Okay? If you guys like this video and want to see me make more, please leave me a comment. I would really appreciate your feedback. I just want to see how many people would be interested to see future videos like this. So yeah, till next time, sampai jumpa.